Hi guys, and welcome back to a whole new video. In today's video we are discussing things I wish I knew in my early 20s, aka my mistakes from my early 20s. So I have recently turned 26, and although it just feels like it's been a hot minute since I was 20, but I'm 26 now, so I'm qualified to say things like things I wish I did or things I wish I knew in my early 20s. So these are a few nuggets of wisdom I hope helps you out sail through your 20s, early 20s easily, so that when you're in your later half of your 20s, you're thankful to me. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's get started with today's video. So my very first tip is to choose a career that you really feel drawn to, and even if it's the road less taken, it's very important because I remember I made my decision purely based on what my friends were doing, and it is absolutely, sometimes it blows my mind that I did that, because every single person on this planet is passionate about something, is drawn to something. You feel like you can paint well, you feel like you can speak well, you feel like there are multiple things. Everybody is born with some or the other talent, and if you can utilize that talent, leverage that talent, and make a career out of it, you're not even going to feel like you're working a single day of your life. So it's very, very important that you choose a career path that really connects with you. You feel like this is what I can do all my life. Like when I choose engineering, I don't even like anything closely associated to engineering, but I chose it as a career option. So, what I'm trying to say is try to do your research, speak to people who are in those areas. In addition, you can also try to identify various patterns. How are people who have chosen this as a career doing in their life right now? What is a day in their life looking like? You can also do your research online. There are a lot of people who do career counseling. Speak to people. It's important to do your research. Of course, like 5 years down the line, when you are into the market, sorry, not in the 5 years down the line, when you are getting placed, the situation might be slightly different or completely different also. But it's always nice to have a rough idea in your head about this is the choice I'm making, and this is the probable consequence of the choice I'm making. This is applicable to all areas of life, but in specific, when you're talking about career, make sure that you're doing your research and finding out everything that needs to be put in, all the work, and rest of it is going to be a smooth ride, I assure you. So even if you've chosen a course that you're not really enjoying, make sure you can still learn something online. Internet is a gold mine of information. You can always keep learning new things. There are free tutorials available on YouTube. There are podcasts that teach you so many things. Watch shows like Shark Tank. It's Shark Tank India also introduced India to this whole startup culture, and so many terms that we were unaware about earlier. So it's a very nice thing to learn these things, which it does come in handy in a lot of things. Even in future, when you're giving your interviews for different companies, these are the things that are absolutely going to come in really, really handy. So make sure that you never stop learning. Believe me when I say this, your eating habits are going to define a lot of things in your life, and it also affects how you feel throughout the day. And I know when we are in college, we all have that college ka adda. 5 o'clock, your last lecture is over. Now, from college to home, it's a long journey, and you really want to snack on something savory. And college ka that adda ka samosa and vada pav is always going to be a hit, but try to strike a balance. I'm not saying completely, miss out on having all these experiences, but also learn to strike a balance. For example, one day if you have eaten a samosa or a vada pav, next day you're going to get hungry at 5 o'clock, and then it's a long journey home. You need to eat something. You can carry a dabba of fruits with you, or anything that you like, a healthy snacking habit you can try to cultivate. So, the only thing that I would like to say, even with food, even till date, I'm not able to just eat healthy, healthy, healthy. It's not possible, and it's not sustainable as well. So, whenever you know that you have eaten something unhealthy, make it a point to eat something healthy. The only way to keep this habit going is to strike a balance. There's no way you should just stick to dry and bland things and not have the amazing things that exist in terms of food in this world. So don't do that. Don't deprive yourself of all these amazing food experiences. Just try to have these small hacks for yourself, where you can just trick yourself into eating things that are healthy and you don't like it. So whatever sails your boat, but try to include, like, suppose there's something healthy, that like fruits and vegetables, suppose you do not like eating fruits and vegetables, slyly try to include them in your diet, so that it's literally about tricking your mind sometimes into these things. And once you start eating healthy, right, your body is naturally going to incline towards eating healthy. If you eat too much unhealthy, your body itself is going to start rejecting that. So once you start eating healthy, automatically your body will start inclining towards eating more healthy stuff, and then slowly you will start rejecting unhealthy foods, and that will start becoming a part of your lifestyle. And then you won't even have to convince your mind, okay, I don't want to eat this. Maybe here and there sometimes it's going to happen, but eventually there are certain things now that I just don't feel like eating, or even if I have a bite, I feel like eating because it looks nice, and then when I eat it, I'm like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. I'm huge on sweets, but I know how many sweets I could eat at one go. But now if I eat even one or two, I'm like, okay, now I don't feel like eating anymore. So automatically your body will start rejecting these foods. You just have to build these hacks for yourself within your diet, so that you can be healthy and strong and live long. My next tip is to use a sunscreen. Now, when I was in college, I wasn't even aware that something called as a sunscreen existed, and I've obviously not used it. But I can tell you for sure that a sunscreen makes a whole lot of difference, and it's not just the tan. Sun damage is real, guys. So you make sure that you're using a sunscreen every single day, summer, winter, monsoon, doesn't matter. Make sure you're using a sunscreen. That brings me to my next point. Of course, taking care of our skin externally is also important, as well as it's important internally. In terms of externally, you do not need to have a 7-step elaborate skincare routine. Make sure that you're not sleeping with your makeup. Make sure you are washing your face really thoroughly twice at least a day, and make sure you're using a sunscreen. These are important points. But on an internal level, I feel like having a lot of water makes a huge difference. So take it from somebody who's got kidney stones. I can tell the difference between my skin before I got kidney stones, and 1 month when I was at home after I got kidney stones. I obviously had a lot of liquids, lot of water, and the difference in my skin between that before and after is immense. So I can bet on the fact that water is something that is absolutely a game changing thing for your skin. But in addition to that, it's also required for our body to be running and going. I used to not have water because I hate using public loos, but of course there are hygiene tools to maintain, to get through that as well. So I'll try to link a few in the description below. So do not try to not have water because you have to use a public loo. Make sure that you are having at least 2 to 3 liters of water every single day. Especially when you get up in the morning only, you can have a glass of warm water, whatever you prefer. I usually have a glass of warm water, and that kind of keeps you started. There were days I just forgot to have water completely altogether. I just felt like it's not necessary only for my, like, it was not a thing. Until I got kidney stones was my wake up call. I was like, shit, I need to do this. And I tried a lot of things after that, like, using an alarm app to remember to have water. But once you start having it, I'm happy to report that having a cute water bottle makes a hell lot of a difference. Trust me, I'm not saying this from a place of, okay, nice, cute water bottle. No, I have made sure that, I have all these sippers and everything, and I try to carry them around wherever I go, so that it's just a reminder. It does make your bag a little heavy, no doubt about that, but it's always a reminder. It's always great to carry around your own water bottle everywhere you go. It's just also a constant reminder to keep having water, so do not forget to drink water. My next tip is to journal. So I feel like a lot of my reactions, especially in my early 20s, would have been way different if I had written things down first. Like, if I had this practice of journaling earlier in my life, I think it would have been much easier, and my reactions to situations and things would have been much different. Because I'm someone who would I think when I'm angry, I would just say things out. It does not, I'm not able to contain my emotions. And if you have to communicate through a difficult situation to somebody, make sure that you're writing it down. We all go through a few difficult situations in our lives, and it's important to not react, it's important to respond. And that's only going to be possible if you are going to be calm. And if you're not somebody who's naturally calm, then journaling is going to come in like a game changing experience. So do try it out. So next tip is, whoever has known me, people who know me will be like, "Are you the one saying this?" But yes, I am, because sleeping well has never. I have never slept early my entire life, and now when I'm trying to build that habit, it's becoming so difficult for me. Trust me, I try to, like, I would listen to something to try and sleep. Like, I'm like, let me try sleeping by 11. So because I love my morning routine, whenever I'm able to get up in the morning and do everything that I want to do in the morning, I'm super elated and like my day goes great. But most of the days I would just end up like, sleeping in late, waking up late, and then feeling lethargic through the whole day. So very important is to cultivate this habit in your early 20s, where I know that, even I remember my father used to just switch off the Wi-Fi at 10 o'clock for us, and I used to then use my mobile data to continue using my phone. But yeah, I mean, all of those things we do when we are in our early 20s, or even later. Until late also, I have not been able to eliminate the habit of completely not using my phone. Sometimes what I do is I'll just keep my phone, what you can do is you can just keep your phone outside in another room, and you can try to read a book and try to sleep. If you need an alarm clock, use a traditional alarm clock. That's game changing. We keep our phones in our room thinking about alarms, and that's the last thing it gets used for. So make sure that you're doing these small tiny changes. You do not see it, it builds up one by one, and then it becomes a part of your lifestyle and you don't realize it. For example, when we wake up, we brush our teeth, right? But we don't get up and think that we have to brush our teeth. It's just the next thing we do, right? So that way, when you start building these habits as a daily thing, when you start practicing it very very often, it's just going to come to you very naturally. So the trick is to do it till the point that it starts coming to you naturally. Even, try, force yourself to sleep by a particular time. Sleep and wake up at the same time every day, or at least try to do that. Invest. So when I got my first salary, I blew it all up, and I did not think of this concept of saving and everything. But I do have regrets about that now. I would recommend, one of the ways you can calculate this is, 50% of what you earn should go in your savings, and 50% of what you earn you can spend it. So this is like a rough formula in my head. And 50% which you're saving, do not save it in your bank like me. I would do it like, I have two bank accounts. I'm going to keep 50% in my operational bank account, and the other one which I'm not using regularly. But if, let's say, while using Google Pay, this bank is not working, I'm just going to put that bank here and, spend that money. So when you're saving money, do not keep it accessible to you, because that's not called saving. You're just trying to think in your head that you're going to save it, but then if a situation arises where you have to spend it, it's just going to be easily spent. So make sure that you're saving either in traditional ways, whichever you are comfortable with. You try to diversify a little. Even I was very scared of going into SIPs and everything, but I think it was a good decision in hindsight. You can speak to a few financial advisors. I'm not great at giving this advice, but what I would tell you is to invest. And when you're saving, do not save it in, like, do not think that I'm just going to keep it in a bank for which you have some debit or UPI available. Eliminate relationships that do not help you grow. Now, I do not mean this in a relationship, romantic relationship way only. It is because in our era, when you say relationships, it only means romantic relationships. But I mean any relationship in general, which is not helping you elevate, which is not helping you grow, is something that you should let go. Do so gracefully, but it's important to let it go, because it's, in hindsight, when you look back, you're going to realize that the people you spend most of your time with is the person you end up becoming. So ensure that your close knit tight circle is people who really motivate you to move to the next level. But all in all, let me tell you that your early 20s are going to be the most carefree period of your life. So make sure you make the most of it. Spend your time and money on experiences. Try to learn new things. Try to meet new people. Spend time with your friends. Spend time with your family. think, do whatever you love to, man. Just have fun. I'm just gonna say just have fun, because later on in life you have to literally schedule fun. So make sure that you are having the time of your life. There are going to be a few moments here and there which are not going to be the easiest, but that's okay. Like Monica said, it sucks, but you're going to love it. I hope you like this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.